third period underway. Inbounds to Washington. Washington brings it up court, looks inside to Watkins. Watkins goes back to Washington again. Washington goes inside to Watkins. Watkins up under the basket to the rim. Two-lady pressure. About turned it over. Unique best with the save. Puts it back inside to Washington at the top of the key. Looks around. No one there. Goes back to Washington. They'll play hot potato. Looking now for 5 of Howard. Howard's got the ball. That's Howard. Howard now under two-lady pressure. Dealing with another number 5 of Rodriguez. She'll stop, reset. Oh, wow. A little contact there between Rodriguez and Best. As now here comes 5. Howard goes back to Eves under the paint. Looking for Watkins. Watkins gets it safely back to Howard. There's a little Rodriguez and Howard. She just barely kept it from going out of bounds past the half-court mark. And this ball will go back in play, and it will be the... Got a push, I think it is. It's going to be Comets' ball. Last touch by Wake Forest. So it's Comets' ball. Hedinger now in the game. Mackenzie Hedinger. Hedinger will bring it in play. Sets it up to Washington. Washington looks inside to Howard. Howard under pressure. 2 ladies on defense for Lewis and Wilmer for the Cougars. And they're going to say she fouled. Foul on White 3, and that is Savannah Goodwin, the freshman guard, Trace Knight.
That's her 3rd of the night. So she's got to be careful. Number 23 will come into the ball game. Emily Lewis, number 23 for the Cougars.
So foul trouble now for Wimmer. As Hedinger goes back to Washington, going back to Howard. Howard goes all the one side of the court to the key to the other. And Washington sets it up to Hedinger. Hedinger under the basket. Got 2-lady pressure there. Goes back to Washington. Washington goes to Howard. Howard looks inside. 2-lady pressure there. It's still 21-19. Start of the third. 6:40 remaining in the third period. There goes a shot by Howard. She'll fake, go for 3. Now she'll go for 2, and she'll put it in. Easy banker, and it's all tied even at 21 now.
The difference so far out of Howard here for the Comets, she's moving. She's doing a lot more moving, not just with the ball, but she's using her feet. And right now, Henniker takes the ball away from the Comets. She brings it up the left-hand side, and she wants the layup, and it's going to be out of bounds. Just a little bit too quick. But I like what I'm seeing here in the second half, early in the second half by the Comets. This is not what we saw all first half for the Lady Comets. They're playing full court press. That's Watkins, that's Washington, but they get past her. Gets it out for the 3, and it's going to be off the front of the rim. Almost goes in, though. And Howard with a defensive rebound. She looks at the right-hand side, and she decides to keep it. 6:03. It's a 21-21 game. Howard has it now. Gets it outside to Washington, and she's going to travel. And just what we like to call the bonehead plays, that things that Martin Lee preaches that you just can't make in the game like this. So close. 21-21 all. And Watkins will still, look at the hustle by Watkins. And Delaney Aves picks it up after the steal by Watkins.
Aves will go back to Watkins. Watkins to Hedinger. I had to step away for just a second. Hedinger throws it back, sets it up now, looking for Washington. Washington now goes back, looks for Watkins. Watkins turns it quickly around. Back to Washington from Hedinger. Hedinger now sets it up to Howard. Howard under there to Watkins. Watkins is there. She'll turn it over back to Hedinger. Hedinger goes back to Washington, and they're just playing this full circle press of just going around the half circle here, the 180 format, and it's working. You're exactly right. And a steal! Steal by Eves. Eves came out of nowhere, took it away like candy from a baby. And it will be Comets' ball. I think we got a whistle and a foul on 11.
Yep.
Foul on 23, White. That's Emily Lewis. They're going to call the foul on White. This will bring Delaney Eves to the line, and the power forward junior at 5'10" will shoot 2. All tied even at 21. First shot goes up. She'll nail it.
That's going to be her first, by the way.
Number 2 coming in now, Catherine Moultrie for the Cougars, as Lewis will take a rest.
It's a great last name.
What, Lewis?
Moultrie.
Oh, Moultrie.
That's a great basketball name.
And Unique Best, another great name, is getting ready to come in. She'll nail both free throws. Good job. Good job for Eves, and this will bring in now 24. Hedinger will take a rest. 5:12 in the third. It's 23-21, 2-point game. Comets out in front of the road here in Wake Forest against the Cougars.
Look at there.
Whistle and a foul.
We're going to call a foul? Oh, it was out of bounds. No, it was out of bounds. Whew.
Okay.
Can't afford that. Would have been Washington's second. They've already got 2 two Comets already in double.
5-12. That's Rodriguez to Wimmer. Wimmer looks there, throws it under the basket, looking for Lewis, and throws back to Miles. Miles now goes back inside to Fiva Rodriguez, and she'll turn it over. Gets it back and bounces off the leg of Eves, and it's the last touch by Clayton. It will be Wake Forest Cougars ball.
What do we say at halftime about the more aggressiveness down low, trying to either take away the lanes or getting the lane for the Comets? That's exactly what we're seeing in the second half early.
For sure. Up court goes Wimmer. Wimmer throws it away, looking to try to get it in time was Miles. No one was there. Turns it over.
When you get the opposing team off their game plan for the Comets, we knew this was going to be a good game, but we didn't think it was going to be quite this good. 23-21 now in favor of the Comets. But it's one of those situations now where once you get the team that has more momentum off their game, we can see what the difference is. Again, they had every single lane wide open in the first half. They had the shot, the three-point shot, or an easy two.
Yeah.
Now, early in the second half, they've taken that away. That's exactly what the head coach, Marlon Lee, probably, and I wasn't a fly in the locker room, but it's one of those situations. I love what I see at the Clayton Comets right now.
Got the men Comets up here playing with us, so we're trying to work here, okay, guys? Uh-oh, somebody's going to get got. That's all I know. 23-21, 2-point game.
You're the man with the laptop. Remember that?
am, yes, sir. 23-21 to score, 4:45 in the third. And, again, Clayton in the lead by 2, but I don't think Marlon Lee's happy with that. I don't think he's comfortable with that. I think they need more. They definitely need more.
But yeah, I see the better ball movement. I see a full court press by the Comets so far, and it's taken away the lanes, and it's taken away the game plan that the Cougars had in the first half. We haven't seen any of that in the second half. It's been good.
Oh, wow. Car crash for Howard. She goes down to the ground on her back. She's all right. We'll continue. They're going to call a foul, though. Did they call a foul?
No, just out of bounds.
Out of bounds?
Yeah.
Okay. Back in play. Comets ball. Watkins to Washington. Washington to Watkins. And throws up for 3. No good. Rebound goes back to the Cougars. Up court goes Moultrie. Moultrie goes inside, looks for Rodriguez. Under basket, pressure with Washington. Almost turns it around. 3 under the rim. Whistle and a foul. It's going to be on Clayton. This is foul on Delaney Eves, power forward, 5'10" junior for the Comets. Delaney Eves, that's her first. And this is going to bring number 12, Wimmer. And she'll shoot. No, my corrections, that's Sophia Fatilga. Sophia Fatilga. At the line, she'll miss her first free throw. Hedinger's coming in now for Clayton. In a moment. Misses both free throws. It's a 1-point game now, 23-22. And travel called on Clayton. Give the ball back to Wake Forest, Trace 9.
Yeah, number 2 in Moultrie took the lane from Watkins, the eyesight away from Watkins, because it's right there. Their eyesight is together, a little bit taller for Watkins, but she had to stop her feet, and she just kind of moved them just a little bit too far.
Back up court. Comets ball, turns it over, back to Hedinger, turns it back over to Clayton. Clayton goes, it's good! Comets ball is at Wake Forest. Who's it going to be? Clayton and Wake Forest continue to play hot potato for the basketball. And the referee's finally going to say, okay, it's Wake Forest ball. They'll put it back in play. Miles, under pressure, is number 1 of Harris. Give it back to Clayton. No, give it back to Wake Forest. Now they're going to turn it back over to Clayton. Eventually, it was going to happen.
Yeah, number 22 in Miles threw the ball just a little bit too hard. And Moultrie just couldn't get the handle on the basketball now.
Sharp will take a rest. Here comes, Washington will take a rest. Sharp comes back out.
It's an opportunity for the Comets. There's only a 1-point lead right now. It's an opportunity for them to get back on track right here. And that's the first step, exactly what they have to do. Howard has to take that lane and charge.
Foul on number 15, Caitlin Combs. That's the forward power junior. That's her first. So first foul called on Combs. This will bring Howard to the line. Dariana Howard, guard, strong forward, freshman at 6 feet. Her brother, Shaq, plays on the varsity men's squad for the Comets, and we'll be calling his action coming up here next on CRN. Comets and Cougars, the varsity men's action to follow here. Next shot goes up, basket in, no good. 24-22, two-point game, 3:33 remaining in the third. And back up court, looking for a 2 is going to be number 12 of Wimmer. She'll miss it. Give it back to Clayton here, all the way into the basket. It's going to be Watkins. She'll take out 3 players on the Cougars.
Offensive foul.
And they're going to call foul on Watkins.
Wow. That's her third.
Offensive push third on Watkins and 11. Third foul. And here comes Unique Best. She'll come in. 5'6" Ford senior. Watkins, the junior at 5'10", will go out.
And Marley is telling him to do a full court press, and then look what's happening. They're taking the ball away. It is going to be a jump ball.
And
good job, Peyton Sharp.
But it's going to be Wake Forest ball, though.
I love what I see out of the Comets right now. They do not want to give this game up. It's a 4A against a 3A. The Wake Forest are out of Northern Athletic, and the Greater Noose 3A for the Comets. So Howard steals the ball away.
Howard shoots it up for 2, and it goes off the rim and no good. Give it back to Wake Forest, back up court. Led by number 1. That's Harris. Harris goes back to 15 of Combs. Combs to Harris. Under pressure is Hedinger. Hedinger now sets it up. Going to deal now with Sharp and 4. Playing defense on 12 of Wimmer. Wimmer jukes, jabs, tries to get to the basket. Under the rock, it's no good. Give it back to Eves on the rebound. Comets back up court. To Hedinger, 32 to 23. Back up to Hedinger now. Back up to Hedinger. Look to Eve. Founds Howard instead. Back to Hedinger. Hedinger stops, resets, goes to Sharp. Sharp got a big 3 in the first half. Goes now to Best. Best is strong. She's powerful and good on defense. Ready to go, and she's slammed to the ground. And they're going to turn it over to Clayton. Clayton will save the ball. It's going to be Sharp with a great save, and it's going to be Comets with the hold of the ball. Comets will hold possession, give it to Best. Best goes to Hedinger. For 3, it's up, and it's no good. Howard to come back with a rebound. 3 times on the rebound, and there's a facility foul called.
I think it was a makeup call from the Henniker miss.
Foul on 15 of Combs, I believe. Foul on Combs, power forward, junior. Number 15, that's her second. And this is going to bring Dariana Howard to the line. The 6-foot freshman will go to the line and shoot 2.
She has 6 points so far. She comes in the ballgame, Howard, the freshman, with 14 points a game. We're going to look to see if she can get back on track here.
Let's see what Howard does at the basket. She'll make her first. 3-point game now. Comets are out in front 25 to 22. New players coming in, number 10 and 11. For the Wake Forest Cougars, Sydney Lester, guard forward sophomore, and Sophia Fatilga, the power junior. Second shot goes up for Howard. She'll miss it. Rebound goes back to Wake Forest. Under 2 minutes remaining now in the third. Oh, it's a travel on Wake Forest. Wow. Comets ball.
Wow.
And Kaiser Washington's coming in the game now. So is Moses. So Eves will come out. And Watkins came out. Washington back in, and so is Shirley Moses. Here we go. And a call last touch by Clayton, I believe.
No, it was a kick ball by the Cougars and number 10 in Leicester.
So it'll be Comets ball.
Yeah.
Up court, Hedinger. Hedinger gives it to Washington. Washington sets up to Sharp. Sharp goes to Washington. Washington jukes, jabs with the rock, gives it back to Hedinger. Hedinger now looks for Sharp. Sharp going for 3. Bounce it off the rim of the side, and it's no good. Clayton trying to get the rebound. Wake Forest will take it back, though. Good defense there by 10 and 2 of Lester and Moultrie. 2 lady pressure on the Comets. Now make it 3 out of the basket, looking for 11.
Wow.
Going for 2 in the layup for Tilga. Sophia couldn't get it in time. They're going to turn it back over to Clayton. Here's Howard. Howard looking for 2. Off the rim. It's no good. She's got her own rebound, though, and she'll put it in for 2. So Howard, another shot. 27-22, 5-point lead. Clayton out in front. 1:15 in the third.
9 points for Howard, number 5.
Last touch by Wake Forest. It'll be Clayton basketball.
good ball movement, really, by the Cougars of Wake Forest.
Meredith Robertson now coming in for Clayton.
And what we were saying, they're taking the lane away, and that's exactly what they were in the first half. They were getting that lane. They were getting that shot. And so that's what the difference is right now. 27-22 game with 104 remaining in the third.